Good evening, everyone, and welcome to GrayManPrepping. It is a great and glorious survival Saturday, and tonight's topic is get ready for another panic run on supplies. Yes, we're going down the rabbit hole on this one because it's already started. But before we jump into it, let me get over here and say hi to everybody and make sure I get everybody here welcomed in properly. So the first one this evening was Shady Hill Homestead, followed by Tammy at Rebel Canners. And I got to stop and answer a question here. Generally, I've noticed what that happens is when because it happens to me too, I'll click on it and it won't do it. And then about 20 minutes later, it pops up and nobody else has shown up yet. So yeah, that's what happens because when I went in to do it, it said one was there already. All right. Let's see. Next, third in was Phelan Clan Wolf, then Sue Me. Walt Rogers brought up fifth. Aideneer was sixth. CR was seventh. Came in Geeky Gardens, Chef Tech, Kaylin Strain, Diana Two's here, Prepper for the Ages, and David Knight is in here. Hey, come on, there it goes. He hit Costco this week. I'll probably be hitting Costco on Monday, not for bulk buying, but for just certain things like the frozen pizzas that my grandsons really love. And it's cheaper that way. All right. And that brings us up to it, except Phelan Clan Wolf been posted that he's a 21st member, and he reminds everybody, hit the thumbs up. And if you can, become a channel member. There are extra perks for channel members. Private channel members only videos, and you get other perks when it comes to giveaways and stuff like that. Okay. And Mark says his wife's listening to this one. So let me go ahead and throw some down here for those that like to come up. CR, Mark, you know, I don't know if Kaylin wants to try coming up on this one or not, but hey, the link's out there, guys. All right. So I knew this was coming when I added it to the list here back in April, because I was already seeing signs of stupidity back in April, the way certain groups are acting. And I'm not going to try to get too many flags thrown at this one, but there were certain groups that were already acting up. Because they were acting up, others were freaking out. Here's Mark.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm on my iPad. That's why I got the Chef Tech thing.
And so because certain groups are acting up, and other groups I've gotten contact by about them from my former colleagues saying, hey, we got word that these guys are planning something big in November, try to screw things up. So, all right. So I'm getting the word out that, hey, you may want to, before, it's going to be short notice before Tuesday here. I put this on the wrong week and things I pushed around here. But anyways, and even then it may be a little while. You have a little bit of time to get some of the basics, and everybody should have learned from 2020 and 2021 with the idiots out there, and to keep things on hand. So let me go ahead and bring this up over here and take a look at the first one I have in here.
You mean the great toilet paper run from 2020?
Toilet paper, paper towels, paper plates, plasticware, paper cups. Yeah.
And all that crap's made in America, and they tried that again during the impending strike on the dock workers, which only lasted 4 days. And they ran out and bought toilet paper. I'm like, that stuff's made in the country, right?
Yeah. Well, since 1971 and the Simi Valley earthquake down in Southern California, when my mom was going grocery shopping the day afterwards in an area that wasn't affected, other than we got a little, okay, that's cool. Let's go hang on the branches of the trees as kids. And we were swinging, trying to see who could get the earthquake to shake us the most. The stores were empty of toilet paper. Had plenty of milk still, had plenty of other stuff. And then a couple days later, the milk was gone.
So, fun fact, when I lived in northern New Jersey back in the 80s, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, the night before Halloween and the night before Halloween, all the local grocery stores put the eggs in the back. The only people that were allowed to buy eggs were adults. You had to be 18 or over, and you had to show ID to buy eggs, because kids would show up on the night before Halloween. We called it Mischief Night. And they would buy 30, 40 packs of eggs for 19 cents a piece and throw eggs at houses. So they put it in the back so no kids could buy it. And that solved the problem, believe it or not. Kids are like, really? I can't buy eggs? It's like, here, buy toilet paper. Great. Next time it rains, it's gone. You're good.
All right. Tammy Harder came in and Jen Akers came in. And all right. So, yeah, I mean, toilet paper is, everyone says, oh, water's the first thing to go. No, water's not the first thing. Every major event, the first thing out of the store is toilet paper. Because people think, oh, the water's still going to run for a while. I have one, you know. Then goes milk, water, meats, you know, fresh meats. And on some of those times where the fresh meat goes out and the milk, it's like, okay, people, what happens if with everything going on when the power goes out? What's going to happen to all that meat you bought and have in your freezer and refrigerator if you don't have backup power, like a little generator? Of course, nowadays it's a power station with solar panels on it or whatever. What's going to happen to it? Boom. So, anyways, so we got, people, just, taking, all the toilet paper, paper towels, and, and something else that we noticed in 2020 that was new to the list, bleach and rubbing alcohol went gone too. So, and of course, what gets me is, and it's been bothering me for like 30 years now, bottled water. If you've ever had bottled water and you've had it for 6 months, you open up, it tastes funny. And so, the water will lose, the air will come to the surface, and all of a sudden, instead of being full, it'll have like that much water, that much air in there. So you can shake it up, but it still tastes funny. Why? Because the cheap plastic you use isn't made for long-term storage. It's made for very short-term storage.
And most of I go into a lot of convenience stores during my daily routine, and they got cases of water sitting outside in the sun or in the bureau in the entryway. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Really, that water just sitting there baking in the sun with the UV, blah, blah. I don't even go there.
Yeah. And what they say, one of the things that they're finding out, but they're not doing anything about it yet, the bottles they use for the plastic bottles for the water give off a lot of the forever chemicals.
PFAS,
Yeah, PFAS, whatever, yeah. So it's like, It's like Tammy Rebel Canner said last Monday. I think it was last Monday. And someone asked the question about the beef and chicken stock in the cartons and stuff. And I was asking about, can you can that? It's like, yeah. In fact, she recommends, and when you go and buy it, it's on sale, buy a bunch and immediately can it into pint jars.
Can what? The water bottles?
No, the beef stock, the chicken stock,
Oh, yeah.
The bullion stuff. Yeah. Because it's that cardboard box is lined with plastic.
Yep.
And Howie's here, food for spermaculture.
What's up, Howie? I've seen him 3 times today so far. I've been on and off all day everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, I've had grandkids over until about an hour and a half ago. All right. Other things. And, and this is what, once again, we're going to be looking at, shelves and stuff. And of course, the demon rats are going to push the agenda. Oh, everybody's got to start wearing masks again. And it was funny. And when I was the last time I was in California, even though they were saying, no, it's if anybody wants to wear a mask about anything, yes, we're coming into flu season. You go wear a mask if you want to. We're not mandating anything. Yet businesses are starting to saying, oh, we're mandating it. And I had fun with the one. I go, do you know what the definition of mandate? A mandate is a instruction that is voluntarily followed. There is no enforcement behind it. So
I thought a mandate was when 2 guys go on a date. Anyway.
That's San Francisco.
Oh.
And Berkeley.
And the White House.
Yeah. All right. Now here's what I thought. This is a photo I dug out of the archives from back in 2020. What do you know that's odd about this picture?
Luxury soft? I don't know.
All right. You look down at the other end of the aisle. It's fully stocked. It's only toilet paper that's missing.
Yeah, wow.
Everything else is fully stocked. Let me go back one. Is the other one? No, not the other one. Maybe the one forward. Yeah, this almost toilet paper is missing a little bit down there. But look above. They got all sorts of extra stock up above that they don't have room on the shelves for. Yeah. Moon over Miami. Welcome. All right. So once again, you got to figure out your wants versus your needs and go through your supplies and figure out what do you need to stock up on in case there's a shortage due to problems with shipping, the supply chain, ordering, inventorying, whatever it is. What supplies do you need to stock up on? I started to say back before, after the 1971 Loma Prieta earthquake, not Loma Prieta, sorry, that was 80 something. The Simi Valley earthquake in Southern California. And my mom found out if, toilet paper was the first thing gone off the shelves, and she goes, what's going on here? Since then, we've always had at least a year's supply of toilet paper. And sometimes more, sometimes less. And when my wife and I got married, we decided we upped it to 2 years supply. We always just had 2 years supply because, hey. And when I moved up here and we bought the house over here, well, hey, we got empty rooms and stuff. And they had a whole bunch on sale in 2021, on sale at Costco and at Sam's Club. Guess what I did? I bought 4 extra bundles of the toilet paper. Just, hey, it's on sale. The price is going to go up on it, so I'm saving money in the long run.
I do that.
Yeah.
We, during 2020, 2021, yeah. I brought, and my wife is sitting right here, I brought my mother-in-law's entire supply of her backups, which she didn't know she had, home. Yeah. I'm still using that stuff up, paper towels and toilet paper. But every now and then I go to Sam's, I'm like, yeah, I'll get another case of that yellow blue box POM stuff, whatever, Palm. And I bring it home, and I got one sitting here now. Just restock it. So with 2 people in this house, yeah, we're probably good for like 4 years without toilet paper. Plus, my cabin has like 2 years or better with one little case there because it's just me.
Yeah. And let's see. Granny Karen came in, and Randy Trisdale came in. Welcome, guys, gals. All right. So, and the question I have for everybody, what did you learn, or did you learn anything last time? What disappeared last time, and can you make it last?
I learned people are stupid.
Well, what's interesting here, everyone's saying, "Oh, there's going to be a run on milk here too," in southeast Idaho. It's like, no, there's not. Especially not in Idaho Falls. There are 3 friggin' monster dairies around Idaho Falls. Idaho Falls ain't going to have a shortage of milk.
Milk has a 14-day shelf life. Really? If there's a shortage, you'll know it like a week before.
Mm-hmm. And so it's been, and actually the last milk I got on Wednesday, I got 2 gallons because 2 gallons usually lasts me 2 weeks. And then I go to the store again in 2 weeks. Well, the date on the milk was 3 weeks out. The best use by date. They just got it in that morning. And it was colder than a witch's in December. And so I was like, cool. But yeah, so I mean, it'll be gone before, in 2 weeks. And that's when I get another 2 gallons. Maybe, I may go a day without it if the grandkids come over and have a lot of cereal in the morning.
Hey, Gil.
The Virginia Bushcrafter, welcome.
Hey, Gil.
Yeah.
How many witches do you know?
Quite a few. Don't forget, I used to run a haunted house. I had a whole bunch of witches in my haunted house.
How many witches' bodies have you touched?
Okay,
don't answer that. Okay,
one. And her name was Madame Leota. AKA
your wife,
the staff sergeant.
Nice.
But hey, no, my mom took the name upon herself back in, I'm trying to remember, 77, maybe 78 of The Wicked Witch, because of all the grandkids and grand nieces and nephews are coming around, and she could behave. You better behave, or the Wicked Witch is going to touch you. Froze. Wicked Witch is going to touch you and turn you to stone. And all the grandkids are going. Whenever she brought the finger, they go, "Ah, the Wicked Witch." Any other time, it'd be, "Hi, Grandma," and as soon as she brought that finger up when they were misbehaving, it was, "It's the Wicked Witch." Anyways, so back on topic here, away from the colder than witches. All right, yeah, staples. Yeah, so you need to get your staples. So let's look at some staples here. Got several columns here coming up here. So you got meat, eggs, milk, vegetables, grains, more, whatever you consider staples. And if you get meat, we're talking beef, chicken, turkey, pork, fish, whatever meat you want to get. And do you have to keep it frozen? No, you can can it. And we cover that over on Camp Patton Family Compound on Mondays about canning and stuff. Eggs. Mark gets a lot of eggs. And what do you do with the eggs, Mark?
I freeze dry them.
Yeah.
Raw.
Ooh. I have not yet run into anybody out here that can that freeze dries the milk, make powdered milk. I actually freeze dried dairies here.
I freeze dried half and half. I'm like, oh, let me put it in these cute little 1 tablespoon silicone mold things I got from one of the freeze dryer companies.
Mm-hmm.
And I put them in there. And when I pull them out, they just turn to powder. I'm like, well, that was dumb. So let me just make freeze dried milk powder or freeze dried half and half powder. I can throw a tablespoon in my, I don't know, the instant coffee. I have like 8,000 pounds of it out of my cabin.
Yeah.
And I don't need sugar because I don't use sugar in anything. And I can use that in there and it'll be nice and hot for like 2 hours in my insulated cup. And yeah.
Wow. Sue me scored all right. 2 turkeys for 65 cents a pound.
Oh. Sweet.
Oh, what a deal.
My wife's just like, she's like, we're getting a free turkey at the local Weiss. I was like, do you know there's still a freaking 18-pound turkey in the freezer? She went, what? I was like, yeah, that was from one of the 3 free ones we got last year. I said, I'll cook that one, and then we'll go get the other free one, and then we'll probably buy another one, and I'll be making lots of turkey stock and bone broth and things, and yeah, I'll be canning and freeze-drying the hell out of turkey here in 4 weeks or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, you just reminded me of something, too. Coffee. I don't drink coffee. Other people out there consider coffee to be a very essential.
It's essential. Shut up. Leave me alone.
What I did do a couple of weeks ago, Sam brought in their big 14-pound cans of Swiss Miss, and I got 6 of them in the cupboard now. That I'll probably get another 6, and I go through about one a month with the grandkids on average, more in the wintertime because the grandkids like hot chocolate. But yeah, I stock up on that to get at least a year's worth of it. Let's see what else we got here.
So I'm such a coffee hound. My local Mennonite market had Maxwell House 2 pounds of coffee beans in the Maxwell House bag for $2.99 a bag. So I bought 2 of them. So I got 8 pounds or 4, whatever it was. I go downstairs, I put them in individual 8-ounce bags, and I weigh them out, and I chamber seal them or vacuum seal them. And so now I have coffee beans that I can grind. Oh, now I need a grinder, or I can just use a mortar and pestle if I want to.
Got a question here for you.
What do you got?
From Aideneer. Do you have any videos on freeze drying coffee?
So I didn't actually. There's a backstory here. Bear with me. My mother-in-law love her to death. Whatever, loved her to death. She loved her freeze-dried, whatever coffee, Nescafe or whatever it was she bought. She also, her memory was good, but she was always afraid. She couldn't drive. She had macular. She couldn't drive. So every time somebody went to the store, she's like, hey, get me freeze-dried coffee, and here's cash. And she would just pay him. When she passed at our house here, I went to the house to clean up. I literally found 42-pound or whatever the giant, and there were glass jars of freeze-dried coffee in one of the back rooms. And my wife's like, I don't want it, it's expired, throw it out. I'm like, it's freeze-dried. So they're all out of my cabin. I have enough coffee at my cabin to probably last me about 14 years. Now, if you want a freeze-dried coffee, sure. Make coffee, put it in a small tray, pour it in the freezer to pre-freeze it so you're not making a mess of your freeze dryer. Throw it in the freeze dryer and run it until it's nothing but powder. So your 4 cups of coffee in a single tray will now net you some ridiculously low amount of powder that, sure, it's now freeze-dried coffee. It'll take a lot of time, a lot of energy to make your own freeze-dried coffee. Truly not worth it.
All right. Somebody I was talking to who doesn't like to have their name given out was saying that with coffee, they like their coffee the Cuban way.
Like a French
little
press.
Shot, really thick and strong. And so like when you freeze dry that, it freeze dries quicker for the amount of freeze dried powder you get then later on because it's a thicker concentrated mix of coffee.
So sure, you're going to use a pound of coffee to make a small tray. When it's freeze dried, you're going to literally wind up with 4 grams of powder, which is fine. You won't need as much in a cup of water to make a cup of coffee. But you got to do the math on that. I do the math on the savings, the cost. How much am I spending to make coffee? How much am I spending on the energy and my time to freeze dry it to this ridiculous small amount of powder, crumble it up, throw it in a bag, buy the bag. You have to buy the Mylar bags and the oxygen absorbers and all that stuff. So I look at it, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to freeze dry coffee anytime soon. I'll freeze dry some beans if I get them on sale. But all the freeze dried coffee I have, I'm good. And with my addiction to caffeine, I'm good.
Yeah. And Caitlin too says she's buying her freeze dried coffee for storage and stuff.
Yep.
And I mean, it's the same thing with my grandmother had. I think when she finally passed, she had like 12 of the big, tall glass jars of Nescafe stuffed in the back of one of her cooler cabinets that she even forgot she had.
Yeah, but you know what? It's freeze dried. It doesn't go bad, even though they put a date on there saying, "Oh, best if used by 2021." Really? It's freeze dried. There's nothing wrong with it, unless it got wet or the seal broke. And my dog is barking. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're good. So no, I'm whatever.
Now, if you're in a warmer zone climate where you can actually grow coffee, that puts you down really close to down in Florida or along the Gulf of Mexico. It's probably going to be cheaper and easier for you to watch the ads when it goes on sale, buy a bunch, and just buy it when it's only on sale and buy extra. All right. So the next thing here, soups, powder. You can get liquid soups. Powdered soup mixes are cheaper. Why? Because they're lighter weight to ship. You're paying for the weight of the water, and so each can you have, for the amount the amount of soup you can make from one of those cans of Bear Creek soup mix would be several flats of soup cans. Oh, this is nice and light. Yeah. So, powdered soup mixes are better. And you don't have to have every single flavor. You can get some of the basics and you can always change it up and add ingredients to make the soups different. Pastas. Keep for a long time, especially if they're properly sealed and done right. And so, pastas will last years and years. And sauces, unless you're canning your own, there are two brands of sauces I recommend. That is the Classico in the Atlas canning jars, and the ones out here are from Winco, because both of those do not have high fructose corn syrup, which every other brand I've looked at has high fructose corn syrup in its store-bought pasta sauces. So unless you're making your own, those are the only two I'd say recommend for you to buy. And Ciara's making puns again. He can't pasta up food. All right. Now, if you're doing your own stuff, making your own breads, or you want to make your own breads, and you've stored grains and you got a grain mill, don't forget to store your yeast. Yeast keeps longer in a deep, extra cold chest freezer. Make sure you extra wrap it. Honey keeps for centuries or millennia. And so there's some other, whatever else you can think of more in this category of extenders and stuff for your supplies, get those as well. And all right, someone's talking about supplying gas, and Kasumi says she uses the pre-G to preserve her gasoline. So if you think you're going to need to get all your gasoline cans filled, if you got diesel ones, fill your diesel cans.
Fill your car up. Fill your car with gas.
Keep your car at 3/4 full all the time, because you never can tell what the idiots I'm talking both those in Congress and out of Congress, are going to do if a certain party wins.
Yep.
Actually, if either party wins, gas prices are going to go up. It's going to go up a little bit, comparatively speaking, if the giggler wins. And then the demon rats are going to force it to go up a whole bunch if the great pumpkin wins. Like how I got around same names. So, yeah, that's one of the things you got to worry about on that. But other things that aren't listed up here you might want to consider: salt, sugar, molasses, baking soda, baking powder, all this stuff you're going to need to make your meals go farther, be able to do more stuff, and then all your herbs and spices and stuff to make your meals taste better.
So, fun fact, I have a chamber sealer, which is like a vacuum sealer, and you can use a vacuum sealer, seal meal, whatever. I bought rice, a bunch of different rices, like 10, 12 years ago. Mm-hmm. Put them in a big bag and put them in my 5-gallon bucket and threw an O2 absorber in there. Yeah, my basmati rice and my jasmine rice did not smell like anything. Was it edible? Maybe. Probably not. I got rid of it. Bought new. I vacuum sealed all my rice in 1-pound bags. Measure a pound, pour in a bag, vacuum seal it or chamber seal it in my case. And you're good for a very long time, and you won't lose its stuff. So if you have a vacuum sealer, do that. Do 1 cup. If you do your rice 1 cup at a time, measure a cup, pour in a bag, small bag, seal meal it, and that way it's good for a long time. And label it and date it, and you're good. I did that. I pulled a bag out for my dog. Now it needs to be on a rice and chicken diet. I pulled out a 1-pound pack of jasmine rice last night, and we cooked some chicken up, and it smells like jasmine rice, and it's a year old. So, yeah.
Go get it, bud.
Let's see. I'm just looking at the chat here, different things. Yeah, pasta are dirty carbs, but there are certain pastas you want to spend a little extra that are made from a different type of wheat, and the older style wheats and stuff, and they're not nearly as dirty carbs. But if it's one of those things of starve or have dirty carbs, have dirty carbs. Moderate though. Don't pig out on your pasta. Pasta is supposed to be a side dish, not the main dish. And so that's turned into the main dish for a lot of American homes. Talking about your vacuum sealing your rice and stuff. A lot of people they'll get the seal a meal or the food saver ones with froze. Okay, they take the wide bags, that you seal them, make your own bag widths and stuff. They also have the narrow ones too, which is better for smaller amounts, like 1 cup, 2 cup, 3 cup bags and stuff. Easier to store and stuff, doing it that way. Hey, David Knight. Excellent. He says have yeast on hand for bread and beer. So other things we already talked about toilet paper. How that's one of the first stupid things that disappear off the shelf because everybody thinks, oh, it's an emergency. Everybody's going to get diarrhea. I don't know why it seems to do it, but
you're going to get diarrhea if you don't know how to cook and be sanitized and proper sanitation. Sure.
Yeah, but the emergency and there's an emergency. Everybody automatically gets diarrhea. Anyways, they don't get diarrhea of the mouth. I know that.
I do, but that's me.
So toilet paper, paper towels, and some people say, "Why paper towels? You're wasting. Just get cloth towels and stuff." Yeah, if there's a problem with your water, you want to have paper towels so you're not having, trying to use your precious drinking water to wash dirty towels. So there's a trade-off there. And paper towels never go bad unless you got weevils or silverfish. They'll get in the package and start eating it. Your meds and everything from your cough drops and stuff to painkillers to whatever type of other meds you need, vitamins, throw that in there too, whatever you need, make sure you get it. And make sure you have plenty on hand. And if you need to, once again, I'll say talk to your doctor. If you have certain ones that are on a, sometimes are hard to get and they disappear when all the idiots panic. Talk to your doctor about getting prescriptions for, an extra prescription to get an extra month's worth of whatever. So you have an extra one in store to rotate through, and talk to him, make deals with him, whatever you need to do to prove to him that you're not selling it. And, of course, with being able to send a little short video from cell phone to cell phone and say, all right, see, I'm opening up the next package right now. This is today's date. And whatever you need to do. Pet food, dried and canned as well. Pet supplies, pet medicine, flea and tick powder, collars, whatever it is you prefer to use. I'll let you make that judgment yourself. How is it? Get a year's supply of everything. We got, seeing the last thing I checked, I probably got 2.5 years of food here. If the wife and our 2 sons join us up here, she's got 4 years down there in California. And so if they need to bug out here, it's one of the things, I'm heading that way on a midnight run with my 12-foot trailer. And we're going to load that up with everything, and we're going to be caravanning all vehicles back. But let's see, sanitary needs. Sanitary needs covers a lot of things. Hygiene, Band-Aids, alcohol, rubbing alcohol. Besides alcohol down here is a different alcohol I'm talking about. So rubbing alcohol, anything for sanitizing wounds, your triple-acting antibiotic, or if you have someone that's allergic to one of the ingredients, you get the bactritration instead. Whatever you need for that stuff. Alcohol, at least 70% alcohol, like the vodka, because, hey, you can make tinctures out of that. And you can also use it for making hand sanitizer and stuff as well. And whatever else you might need there as well. So look at it sensibly. Go through your supplies, like I have here behind us. Figure out what you have. What have you been using the most of? Get it. Bulk items, rice, like Mark mentioned. Pinto beans come in bulk. Black beans, split peas come in bulk. You can get these in 20 and 50-pound bags at certain stores. And you can just package them into smaller ones. Bulk things. You can also get a 25-pound bag of freeze-dried mashed potatoes. You can get a lot of stuff bulk, but it's best not to just leave it bulk, but to package it down and add the oxygen absorbers and moisture absorbers to them when you package them up to make it last even longer. Witch hazel, yes. Actually, it was funny. We were using witch hazel mixed with peppermint oil and lemongrass oil to create a mouse and rat deterrent spray. And I found some. I have some stuff on Amazon, and I found the witch hazel really cheap from this one seller in a 6-pack. So I got the 6-pack, good size bottles. And then I found the peppermint oil in a 4-pack, big bottles, ridiculously cheap. Same brand, right brand and everything, from the same seller that sells this, even down to the 4 and 2 ounce ones. Ridiculous price on the big ones. Boom, we got some of those. So yeah, you keep an eye out for items on sale. You may not need it right then, but you get it. Myra Page, welcome. And so when you're getting your supplies, don't just say, oh, this is what I need, a couple more of these here. If it's on sale, don't just get a couple, get a bunch. Yeah. There was another one too. I'm trying to remember what it was, where they went in 10 forward and they needed to use it, and it wasn't synthahol. It was the real heavy duty, knock you on your butt stuff the guiding had hidden behind the counter. I'm trying to remember that one too. Yeah. And if you don't have your ham radio license and you've been thinking about getting it, check with your local amateur radio clubs, your local CERT, which is the Community Emergency Response Teams. And the Salvation Army has what's called Saturn, which is their ham radio stuff. They put on classes for free. However, to take the test, the FCC requires a certain fee for the test. Pass or fail, to take the test, you got to pay a fee. However, if you pass there are 3 levels of tests: technician, general, and extra. If you pass the technician with 100% score on it, and they offer you, well, you already paid the fee, you can go ahead and take the test for the general. Try it. It's not going to cost you anymore because you've already paid the fee for that test session. Go for the extra test because it comes with bonuses and perks, just like the levels of channel memberships for channels here on YouTube. So
I always ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
If the crap hits the fan and you have a ham radio capable of whatever frequencies you got, who's going to come and arrest you?
All right. Here's the thing. It's not about who's going to come and arrest you. It's who you're going to piss off on there that knows how to use the equipment properly. And if you don't have your license and you're not using it and you don't know how to use it properly, A, you're hurting yourself, and B, you could be hurting somebody else because you're screwing up and taking up the frequencies with improper traffic and stuff and blocking information of people in need getting through. So get your license now and learn and go join a radio club. They usually meet once a month. They give out information. They have newsletters, and you can learn how to properly use that ham radio so you don't hinder the efforts of others who are trained trying to help other people. Okay? That's the reason to get it now.
But if I need help now and I don't have the high-end license, but I have the frequencies, and I put out somewhere.
It's okay. It's okay. If it's an emergency, you do not need to have a license in an emergency.
Right. I'm at 101 Main Street in Anytown, USA. I have no food, no water. I got floodwaters coming up. I need help. Somebody come help. You know what? I'd rather make a transmission on a frequency that's going to irritate somebody in the government.
Yeah.
To come the government's
not going
to arrest my ass.
Well, the FCC is not going to come after you for making an emergency transmission. Flat out. They say, we will not do that. If you're saying, we're in trouble here, we have problems, they don't care. That's right. An emergency. They don't care. And if you find out now what are the call channels where people may call, hey, blah, 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 meet me over on this one here. Sort of like, what was it, Channel 11 was, or Channel 7 was for a while, and CB back in the 60s?
Yeah, Channel 9. Yeah.
Channel 9, yeah. So you make a call, hey, I need this, but you call them and say, hey, I need help. And someone will say, all right, can you change to this frequency here and they'll meet you over there, and they'll be able to spend the time to get all the information and everything from you, and keep communication open with you while they arrange with one of their other radios to get help to you.
Right. I get it.
Big Pen here says to Robert Duck, you want to back them hogs off another 10 miles or so. The smell up here is getting a little intense. I'm sorry. I love C.W. McCall. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. How you doing? And so, yeah, if you're going to do communications and stuff, figure on that. Also, ham radio is not the only thing. A lot of people have, I've seen people that have their ham radios, their portables, ones that they can take out and plug into their car, handhelds. They got a base station. Then they have a CB in the house.
Yep.
Then they have the FRS, which is the family radio service, the ones you get at Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, Sports Authority, wherever, Big Five. I've seen people have all of them, and each one has a specific use. So at GMRS, is right along there with FRS. FRS goes up so far, GMRS goes a little bit farther. And you have a GMRS license, which is easy to get to. You can use more wattage for broadcasting. Water from the. All right. Thank you, Howie. So there are a lot of things to consider, but the number one thing I tell people, keep an inventory of what you have. And a lot of people get tired of it because, yeah, I get tired of marking what I take out and what I put in. Hey, get a big sheet of paper up on the wall somewhere and just have everything on there. Put hash marks for what you have in there, and then scribble out the hash marks for ones you take out, and more hash marks added when you add more stuff to it. That's the simplest way to do it. You can, at a glance, you can say, oh, I should have about this here. I better go do an inventory in case I forget to miss it, like every 6 months. Just do an inventory. Go through and correct it up to what it's supposed to be. And Kaylin just paid the fee to get her GMRS license. All right, Kaylin, good. So with that, I hope I'm getting everybody thinking all right, get off the couch, get out there in the kitchen, go through the pantry, see what I got to get, and get it before Tuesday or before Tuesday evening. Stuff coming up. All right, over on Camp Patton Family Compound, we hit 5,500. We dipped below 5,500 once, but we've been on it for above 5,500 for a week. So we're doing the giveaway next Friday. Let me bring it up here to make sure I get it right here. Yeah, the 8th. On the 8th, we're doing the giveaway. The 5,500 subscriber giveaway, giving away a $50 Amazon gift card to members of the Staff Sergeant's Boot Camp level. We're giving away 3 $10 Amazon gift cards for those that are just of the camper level. And then anybody that's in the chat, we're going to give away several $5 Amazon gift cards. So that's on Friday. Coming up here on GrayManPrepping on, let's look at it right here, November 12th, Tactical Tuesday on November 12th. We're going to be talking about my novels and how you, if you want interested in getting one for free, we will be talking about that there. And anybody's interested in, who's seriously interested in helping me do editing on it to proofread novel work and stuff and point out grammatical errors, like the, hey, Happy Mac. We can talk about that as well. But coming up here, so Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound, the topic is air drying and hanging herbs and onions and stuff like that, garlic, whatever. And also we'll talk about storing root vegetables, and certain things like apples and pears and stuff like that. We're going to talk about, that type of food storage other than canning, which is usually the topic on Mondays. Tuesday.
What
yes.
about hanging vegetables? Okay.
You got to be careful of that because
So
the way people have been talking.
Move on.
The way the topic has been going, they may think you're talking about.
No, I'm not talking about anybody.
Yeah. Oh, all right, guys. I'm going to detour here just for a second. Mark, one of the reels I'm watching is this group of college students and out of college students having a contest, and they, see who can make each other laugh. And if you laugh, you got to take a small shot of vodka and telling jokes and stuff. The one girl tells the joke, why do hospitals have air conditioning turned down so low? Keep the vegetables fresh.
Ooh.
Boom. Yeah. The one guy, yeah. Anyways, so there's my vegetable joke for the night. Of course, I would have said keep the politicians fresh, but let's see. Tactical Tuesday is going to be kind of an open thing because we're going to be talking about get ready for the stupidity, and we're going to be talking about election results across the country. You can talk about what's going on in your area, what you think was stupid, what was good, what was bad. Thursday is the Midnight Ride. And I've already gotten some weird news articles to talk there. Friday, of course, is going to be winterizing your garden and the 5,500 subscriber giveaway. Next Saturday is our droughts impacting food. No, the droughts are impacting food, but mainstream media is quiet. And we're not talking about just here in the United States. This is worldwide. This was one sent to me as a suggestion from one of the channel members. So if you have a suggestion for any topics here on GrayManPrepping or Camp Patton Family Compound, go ahead and send it to this number here. This email here. It's in the bottom of the description of all my videos, automatically loaded, so it should be in there now for any video in the last 2 years. So just send an email with what the topic is and what you think it should be about. Give me a little extra information on it to help me along on doing it. Yeah. So that's what's coming up for the next week. As always, I appreciate everybody's comments in the side chat and everybody coming up with topics. There are a lot of topics here that I have that are coming from right now. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the topics through the rest of the year were recommended by channel members. So thank you. And now, all right, Barb's in here. And wait, she's asking a question. Okay. All right, here's the question. Thank you for rats and witch hazel, peppermint, and lemongrass oil. Usually, what we've been using, I found several different videos here on YouTube, and I took the average of the amounts they were saying. And I got it written on a container so I don't forget it. I don't have the container here. I got one container out in the shop, and I got one container at the house in California, so my wife can mix it up there as well. But we usually I fill up one of those little spray bottles that you can get at Walmart for 88 cents. Well, now they're $1.50. And it's usually about a quarter of that is witch hazel, and a quarter to a third is witch hazel, and then equal amounts of the others. And I don't even fill it 3/4 of the way full. And that's about what I do. I just kind of put the one in first, the other, but that's, I have lines drawn on there from what I picked up from YouTube videos. I actually measured it first and then drew the lines and stuff. But the reason the witch hazel acts as a carrying The witch hazel acts as a carrying agent, so it makes it go farther. but I also got the bunch of the cotton makeup swabs that women use for that. My wife has big bags of them, and we would spray those and just flick those up in the attic back into the corners where we couldn't get to, and pretty soon the whole attic is just smelling very nice, and the rodents leave. All right, so there's answering that question. Sorry, I didn't catch that on the side there. Yeah, cats and owls. Yeah. My daughter's cats, when they were coming in the house more often, she was feeding them more, and the kids were feeding them more. They stopped hunting. When I told her, stop feeding the cats so much. Whenever time I come with those bowls should be empty. And she cut back. All of a sudden, they started bringing mice and voles to the back door again. They were hunting again. So keep your cats a little hungry. Don't feed them like you're feeding your kids. Keep the cats hungry. And if you have certain dogs like Australian Shepherds and some of the small hunting dogs and stuff, they'll actually go out and chase down the mice and voles and eat them as well. All righty, folks. I hope you enjoyed everything. I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for your support. Just a reminder, there are 3 levels here on this channel. 99 cents is the prepper level. $1.99 is the GrayMan level. $9.99 is the survivalist level, and you get all sorts of buku bonus stuff for the survival level here. On Camp Patton Family Compound, there's a 99-cent level, which is the camper level. There is the $5.99 level, which is the Staff Sergeant's Boot Camp. And they get special perks as well, including, and both, on both channels, the higher ones get, time on a private one-on-one live stream that doesn't go out. It's just like a Zoom meeting, only it's safer because it's not Zoom. So, all right. So everyone, stay happy. Don't let life get you down. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps. Water, food, medicine, clothing. Learn a new skill every month and get an indoor garden going. Even if it's just one of those small aero gardens, growing stuff indoors. Because starting January 1st, we have the indoor garden challenge going from January 1st to December 31st, 2025. And I'm going to be giving away a bunch of Amazon gift cards for that. All right. So everyone, stay happy, and we'll see you around.
Have a good night.